This video will be about phonological awareness development, as well as assessing your students' phonological awareness. This video was created by faculty in the Literacy Education Program at Appalachian State University. Should you have additional questions, please reach out to Jenny McCurry. Quick reminder that when you are assessing phonological or phonemic awareness, this is dealing with spoken word, with oral language, not with print. You will not be having students read anything or write anything. Again, you should be able to do all of these tasks with your eyes closed or in a dark room, okay? And so on this first slide, you will notice a couple visuals that show different phonological awareness tasks in order from simplest to most complex. And what I want you to take away from this is that some are much more complex and much more sophisticated than others. We know young children that can rhyme words or that can clap syllables, but isolating, manipulating, deleting, and substituting individual phonemes is much more sophisticated. And so that is good to know when you are sitting down to assess a child's abilities. If you wanted to somewhat informally, this would be me sitting with a child or maybe a group of children and informally taking notes on how they respond to different tasks. Okay, so if I were to want to assess their rhyme awareness, I may have a picture, or I may just say the word and ask them to generate some rhyming words. So if the picture or the word was cat, I would say cat, and then I would see if they're able to give me rhyming words like bat and sat and so on. With pot, again, I could give them that spoken word, or maybe I have a picture, but they could say not or rot, and so on with tree. If I wanted to assess their syllable awareness, I would probably have some words that I could call out, or a stack of pictures that have multi-syllabic words. Some could be one-syllable words, but I want to definitely mix in some multi-syllabic words like elephant and ask them to clap or count the syllables in those words. So elephant, cupcake, cupcake, and constellation, right? We might have to teach them what that is, but again, they are not writing these words, they are not reading these words. It's all, I'm giving them the word and then asking them to do the task. If I wanted them to show me their phoneme segmentation ability, and just a reminder, a phoneme is an individual sound. So the phonological awareness tasks those deal with larger units or chunks in a word. Now we're getting into the individual phonemes. Those are phonemic awareness. So if you think back to that umbrella from the prior video, all of these fall under the broader umbrella of phonological awareness, but if it's phonemic awareness, it's dealing with an individual sound, and that's really important that you know that. So here I would say the word aloud, sun, and I would ask the child to say each sound that they hear in that word. So the word is sun, they would say s, n, sun, 3 individual phonemes. The opposite would happen if I wanted to assess their phoneme blending. I would give them the individual sounds and then ask them to put them together, blend them into a word. So if the sounds were d, ah, g, the word is dog. Here are a few tasks that you could ask them to do if you wanted to assess their phoneme manipulation abilities. You could ask them to change the beginning sound of a word. So, for example, say the word cat, but instead of k, say hat. You could ask them to change the ending sound. So say cat, but instead of the t, say p, and the word is cap. You can ask them to change the vowel sound. So say cat, but instead of a, say and the word is cup. This is now getting really, really complex for students. There are also more formal assessments, checklists, and you may be familiar with the PAST test, the Phonological Awareness Screening Test, which is available online if you'd like to look at this closer, but it's just more of a formal assessment that you can use with your students to assess their phonological awareness. And it's really important that we're doing this as educators. It gives us really valuable information about their readiness for reading and spelling instruction, and it helps us to really use our assessments to drive our instruction in the classroom for literacy activities and support their ongoing development. Yeah. I will remind you that effective and meaningful assessment is developmentally appropriate. So you're not asking them to do something that is inappropriate for their developmental level and based on what you know of them. Is individualized. Okay. So you are making sure that you know this child and you are asking them to do what you know they're able to do. It may be a challenge for them to get an idea of where to aim instruction. It includes a variety of different tasks to get a comprehensive picture of their abilities. It should be progressive, right? And so it's starting with the simple and leading to the more complex. And you're going to use this to adjust, plan, and drive your instruction in the classroom to help them make progress.